Jump! Fox! Jump! What's up, motherfuckers, and welcome to the JumpFoxJump Podcast. I don't know which episode this is, because I don't know what order I'm going to put these up. But with me today, I have Jon Batzios, one of my best friends. What's up, John?
Thanks for having me again.
You freak motherfuckers, thank you for listening to this podcast. We need more of you. Listen, I'm going to say it at the start. If you have any friends that you think you would like the podcast, please show it to them. Just a simple share on Facebook or anything on Twitter would really help at this point, because JumpFoxJump is still at the growing phase, even though we're doing really cool things that we're going to talk about soon. Thanks for listening. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, right? Wait, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, John.
I almost spit out my Coors Light.
Coors Light almost flew out of his nose.
Oh my god.
So what's up, man? What you been up to?
I'm good.
Good.
Playing a lot of video games.
Yeah? A lot of video games?
Well, not as much as I'd like to be playing, because, life and reasons, but...
Life and reasons. Those are my favorite.
I know, the worst. It's the worst. We've discussed this before, that feeling of, I can't play enough video games. Well, not enough, but as much video games as I used to, because you have all this shit to do during your day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like work and other
and
bullshit.
Women, and you're like, well, I want to stop having sex with you so I can get some platinum trophies.
Which is a real brain teaser. You're like, do I sacrifice some sex for some online gaming?
Yes.
Or do I just pound all of that?
No,
but see how hard that was to get out of it.
You've been playing Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I have been playing Shovel Knight. It's a fun game.
Super fun game. I've been playing that too. I actually bought my 3DS off Jay. I threw money at him literally because he wouldn't accept cash for it. Oh, no? But dude, did you hear about that new 3DS that's coming out?
No.
There's a new 3DS.
Well, there's 2DS. Oh wait, no. Is this the one for Smash Bros? The one that's is okay. So then no.
No, check this out. I'm about to blow your mind. There's a new 3DS coming out. It has improved 3D.
Improved 3D?
Better 3D.
Does this mean that the alleged sweet spot is a little bit more, you can work around it, or what is this improved 3D?
You know what? 3D? Good question.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know what the improved 3D is, but check this out. This is the main feature for me. So I read this post on Kotaku where they said they interviewed a bunch of Japanese people in line for this thing because the thing came out today or some shit. Mm-hmm. And the number one most hyped feature for a lot of these Japanese dudes was the improved 3D. But then the second most hyped feature was there's a second analog stick that they call the C stick.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, wait.
Smaller?
I don't know.
Oh.
You want to check it out? I can bring it up on the laptop.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Check this out. It's not compatible. From the last thing I heard, it's not compatible. Where am I going with this?
Don't say.
Where am I going
any
with this?
game released before its launch. Boom! Nintendo! No.
Half, but more importantly, not compatible with Smash Bros.
Oh,
the game that you would want for the C-Stick.
But that's just before you talked about this. I asked, is it for Smash Bros? Because that's the only logical gaming guess that I could have made. That's the game that everybody's kind of buzzing about now.
Yeah, you're not going to be so impressed. But I'm pulling it up here for John on the laptop.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I like that the buttons are not colored, but that's the C-Stick.
And I asked you if it was smaller, and it's a tiny little...
Yeah, tiny little thing. It's a good thing that you asked if it was smaller. Why'd you ask if it was smaller?
Because as soon as you said it was called the C-Stick, I'm like, well, what's the logic that they used on the GameCube controller? Arguably some people's favorite controller because of how much success it had with GameCube and Smash Bros. Of old.
I have a friend. Well, yeah, favorite controller for Nintendo.
And it was tiny. You were just doing your little moves, and you feel like you were you found the C-Stick, and you're like, I can use this knowledge for something. not pussy, though.
I have a friend. Yeah, you've met my friend Dano from Park X?
Yeah.
Okay, very small little little town in St. Leonard. My friend loves the GameCube controller. My friend Dano loves the GameCube controller because you see this little crease in the middle. You see this
Oh yeah.
You know what he does with that?
Yeah.
He puts his shisha pipe in there and he holds it and he smokes shisha while playing.
I love that.
So he thinks it's the best controller of all time because no other controller. So right in the middle of the GameCube controller, there's a little hole in between both analog sticks. Sorry, in between the D-pad and the C-stick, there's a little section, and he basically shoves his shisha pipe and he smokes tobacco through that.
My only thing about that is great. Yes, it probably works fine. But as you exhale this delicious shisha smoke, it you can't see the TV anymore. You can't focus on what you're doing.
Oh no, Daniel's a pro with the shisha. He can have it go fucking behind him, up his butt, anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
there's moves.
From what I heard, it's not compatible with Smash Bros. But let me find out right now.
What the fuck? One thing that I did notice about that new 3DS, that the color scheme of the A, B, X, Y is probably the same colors as SNES.
Yeah.
Was that what I said?
Yeah.
Not SNES,
no, not SNES. N64, I guess.
N64. Yeah. Which is, I guess, kind of cool. But I wonder what they're doing there. They're trying to play on our whole love of the older consoles, which is Nintendo's usual go-to scheme. They're like, remember all that fun you had before? Here you go, buy another one. How many 3DSs have they launched up to now?
Okay,
3DS,
so there's the
2DS?
3DS, the 2DS, the 3DS XL, and then this new one, the fourth one, which is about. I mean, that's standard for Nintendo, I guess. Okay, so I think
because if you think about Game Boy, they did that kind of similar thing. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Fuck My Ass. Oh,
Game Boy Fuck My Ass. Did that actually come out?
It didn't sell too well, but it had a pretty good launch.
Okay, so I think that the C-Stick actually does do something in Smash Brothers, although I'm not sure what it is. I don't have enough time to.
I would assume it's the Insta Smash, but like I haven't actually tried the new Smash Bros. So I really as pure speculative Nintendo as I can be. I assume that the C-Stick would just load up your Smashes.
It does do Smashes. Okay, so I'm totally wrong. I have to eat some crow on this podcast. So check this out. It does do Smashes, and you can hold the C-Stick in a direction to charge the Smash. That's really good.
Okay, yeah, actually, that's kind of cool.
That's really good.
So now...
Shit, I just ate a dick on the podcast.
Well, let's re-examine the size of this thing now. Wouldn't be the first time. Whoa! But the size of this thing now, it's approximately the same size as one of the regular XYAB buttons. So now that you can hold it and smash it, and it's just above and kind of in between X and Y...
Yeah.
Is the size something that matters? Does size matter, Don? That's basically what I'm asking you.
I think it's how the button feels.
It's not the size, buddy.
I think it's not the size. It's how it feels. It's how it feels. And yeah, exactly how you use it. I'm looking at the 3DS. Okay, if you guys aren't doing the same thing, look at the new 3DS right now. Google it. Look at the 3DS XL2 or whatever the fuck it's called. And look at that C-Stick at the on the right side at the top left side of the
I can
3DS.
already see a problem there.
Now, do you think that the size is a problem?
Well, okay, at this point, let's shift the conversation to what size it is to the placement. Because it's right up there near the fold. And my number one complaint, even with the XL, is that shit's not big enough for my hands. Yes, it's a handheld. Ooh. Yes, it has to fit in your pocket. But maybe I would have put it underneath.
Yeah, underneath.
Underneath feels... I don't know, it feels right. Because we're traditionally, when you hold a controller for a console, all of the analog action is happening below the buttons. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We both haven't played on this, True. So it might be okay. But the thing is, we both haven't actually tested this new 3DS, so it might be fine, and there might be a reason why they put it up there. But
True,
I'll tell you
true.
this, John.
Yeah.
When you're playing Shovel Knight, and feel me on this.
What a good game.
Do you play with the D-pad or the analog nub?
You know what? I have to dive into my memory and kind of discover, because it's one of those things that my brain goes to. What do I play with?
Well, luckily I have my fucking 3DS right here, and Shovel Knight is on it. So just fucking unpause. What do you play with? Do you play with the circle pad?
D-pad.
Or you play with the D-pad?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
There you go. Me too.
I love the D-pad.
I play with the D-pad as well.
Mega Man precision.
No, for sure. It's all about the precision, especially in a fucking side-scrolling platform.
Slidey shit going all over the place.
I'm like, what's going on? And you know what? When I hold the D-pad, after I play Shovel Knight for 20 minutes, my hands are like, done.
You get that cramp happening right below.
It's kind of weak. It's kind of weak. So I wonder, the D-pad is down low on the left-hand side, and the C-Stick is up high on the right-hand side. I'd love to try this thing. I guarantee you it'd be better than my... Oh, yeah. And it also has L2, R2. It has 2 extra shoulder buttons.
Okay.
But they're not horizontal. Sorry, they're not vertical. They're horizontal. So they're like this, and then deeper into the screen.
Wait, can we see a picture of this real quick?
Sure.
I know you guys at home can't see this, all 8 of you.
There's people listening to this?
I don't even.
Yeah. So like I said, please share this podcast with your friends. Or if I have a lot of buddies in Montreal that are probably listening to this. I have that's something I have to get to. I fucking always forget to read emails. for the show.
On the podcast?
Yeah, because I asked people to send in emails, but some are too old already.
Whatever, let's read some.
All right.
I like that. Let's read some.
Okay.
This segment is called Reading Emails. The guy who comes up with the names is on vacation.
Okay, John, fill up some space here fill up some time here while
All right, very good. Well, we brought up Shovel Knight. That was really good. If you guys haven't tried that, it's a very Mega Man-esque game that will definitely tickle your 90s bone if you were into that kind of platforming
Can
action.
I give you my 90s bone?
It's not anytime.
All right, so there it is.
I'll tell you. Okay, so that's the shoulder buttons.
Yeah, it's more like inside. So like there's the shoulder buttons.
I suppose you don't have that much real estate there to work with. So in terms of placement,
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I haven't felt it.
Even the Vita doesn't have an extra button there,
which kind of upsets me. I wish there was a peripheral. You've shown me 2 peripherals that you had that you can just snap the Vita in there, and maybe because I know that for a lot of them you have to use that stupid touchpad, and I only say stupid because it's not.
Do you want one of those? By the way, I never use. Okay,
Badly.
I can give you the one with the battery.
I'll take it.
Doubles the battery.
A double? Okay, I thought you said it. Okay, whatever.
No, it doubles the battery. It's the Nyko Power Grip. It doubles the battery. It's just not as comfortable.
Because I'm getting a lot more play out of my Vita now that PS4 is starting to release all these firmware and share and whatever, and you can play online. The only thing is that R2L2, I wish there was kind of like a little nub that was triggered through extra shoulder buttons, but I guess, if Sony somehow hears my plea ever, if it echoes throughout the universe upon the right ears,
it's the back touch or the front touch.
Because I tried playing Last of Us online. Yeah. Obviously, you can play the single player.
That's impossible.
It was improbable. You can play it. But I mean, at a certain point, you find yourself hating yourself because you're trying to press those back button to access L2 and R2 is the worst.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's the worst because if you don't touch the exact cutaway zone that they want you to, it doesn't always detect you properly. The problems are numerous.
Yeah. So one of my favorite ways to utilize that feature is I go to one of my friends' house and I'm having a boring time. But the good thing is that I have my Vita on me, so I turn my PS4 on. That's always on standby mode, by the way.
Vita, obviously.
I turn on my PS4 from my friend's house, and I start playing Diablo. Immediately when I get in Diablo, and Diablo is an easy game to play with remote play. You're not doing much. There's not much input, so it's perfect. Fucking guys, I recommend you play Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls on PS4. The remote play to your Vita, it is phenomenal. Even if you're playing with other people, it's the type of game that doesn't require like fucking nanosecond input precision. So I always have to remap my buttons to not have R2 or L2. Luckily in Diablo, L2 is useless on console.
Perfect.
So R2 is actually a skill. So basically I just sacrifice one of my skills. I'm getting pretty deep into Diablo here. But by the way, I got the platinum in that game.
Well, not surprising.
Yeah, not surprising because
I 49 platinums and counting.
No, fuck the platinums. Yeah, I actually have like 70 or some shit.
Is it 70?
Or I don't know, 60?
Oh my god.
I don't know. My friend told me the other day. I actually don't look anymore. Back in the day, John, I swear to God.
You like pride yourself. You get home from school like, show this motherfucker.
I used to test
sending
games.
emails to your rivals. Be like, I have so many more platinums than you motherfucker.
You motherfuckers! You're never gonna match my fucking platinum, you motherfuckers!
The Molotov flies through the window.
Burn, you motherfucker! You remember that?
Oh my god. It's etched into my memory, throwing a Molotov at one's own feet. Burning ablaze as you fucking just call out your rival nemesis. I don't even know. It's things that just like we make these own scenes.
John and I used to play when The Last of Us came out.
We lost our minds together.
I'll explain that joke and I'll get back to what I was saying. When The Last of Us came out on PS3, in The Last of Us online multiplayer, you can craft Molotovs. They're one-hit kills so long as you're fucking precise with your shot. Oh, there's no point explaining this. Basically, the funniest sketch on YouTube would be someone fucking throwing a Molotov down at their feet and committing suicide and be like, "How do you like me now, you motherfucker?" with that voice on the microphone would be hilarious.
To us.
Yeah, to us. But
we're gonna make a Kickstarter.
Fund our Last of Us playing.
Oh my god.
Really, all I would need is a capture card. You
don't have one yet?
No, I have a capture card. That's how I do a lot of my shit. But I need a capture card that uses HDMI.
Let's do another Kickstarter to get you the capture card.
I need a capture card that does HDMI and like 1080p, 60 FPS. That'd be nice. Where were we going before that fucking aside? You ruined it.
A whole bunch of words.
Damn it. Words.com.
A lot of Shovel Knight. You were talking about Nintendo, the C-Stick. We were doing some dabbling.
Some. Anyways, I think it'll be fine. Oh yeah, Diablo. I just have to remap my controls. Oh, as for the platinums, that's what I was saying. I used to work in testing games. I used to come home, play games all night. I used to be so fat. I used to like...
I don't know. I want pictures as proof.
Oh, I used to be way fatter than this. I used to be way fatter than this. I used to go to work, sit down in an office for 8 hours, play shitty games, surrounded by shitty people, go home and play games. And back in that time, I was so dedicated towards getting plats, John.
Did that not ruin the games for you?
No. A bit.
You were
some games. I would start some games and I would look at the trophy list and be like, incomplete, and I would break my mind just continuously just playing that game, and I'm like, I can't play this new game that came out. I'm still getting this platinum.
I know the feeling. You want to
still getting this
done before
some
you
games
move on.
I still do that, to be honest with you.
Well, if they're
only
good
games that I love.
Yeah. Which are few and not few and far between, but harder to come by now that whatever, the market's kind of going a bit crazy.
No. There are more good games now than ever. For example, I just finished... I'm not like that anymore, though. I just want to finish that off. I don't really give a shit about platinum
70,
trophies.
I think you could hang up your trophy coat. And
yeah. I don't really give a shit about platinum trophies anymore. I play a game. I often drop games. I often get close to the platinum and don't even fucking care anymore. But I just finished Batman Arkham Origins. And I have a platinum trophy in Arkham Asylum, which was normal difficulty, and Arkham City, which was hard.
Much bigger.
That platinum was hardcore. And I'm thinking about the platinum in Arkham Origins.
Well, I'm
also thinking about the season pass and the DLC that I haven't played yet, and all the costumes.
Okay, so I guess that speaks volumes about how much you enjoyed it.
There are other Batman costumes. For me, I'm just like, okay, so I'll play this game another 30 hours because I haven't seen these costumes yet.
Exactly.
So that extends the time for me like tenfold. But you know that I'm kind of like a weak bitch for costumes in games. Speaking of costumes. The game that I'm doing a Let's Play now on JumpFoxJump is Costume Quest. Have you played any Costume Quest ever?
I have not. I had to watch one of your Costume Quest videos to even know what that game was.
You would rape that game. Being an RPG aficionado like you are, like you've played a ton of RPGs.
Yeah.
This is like RPG basic. You know Legend of Dragoon, where you go for your regular attack and you have to press X again to time the second attack? Costume Quest has that. Yeah, it has that. But Legend of Dragoon is so much more hardcore than Costume Quest.
Well, okay, that's comparing Legend of Dragoon, which Is it true that, this is just totally random, but were they making a Legend of Dragoon 2 and then it canceled? Okay, because I was not even like half balls deep into the industry when that whole shit took place.
EGM, anyway, I think...
hurts my heart still.
EGM, I think, broke that rumor. Sony Computer Entertainment America was working on an RPG, from what I remember, for the PS2 of Legend of Dragoon 2, and they canned it.
Oh, man. But Dragoon was a good fucking game.
I don't know what happened there. Was it the perfect time? How did Sony come up with such a good first-party RPG?
I don't know. They just like unleashed it. It was a golden egg. Everyone loved it. It was a bit slow to start, but if you stuck with it and learned the mechanics, kind of got into the story.
The story was hardcore. But you know what? I read some reviews that weren't too into it. You know what? I'm going to leave this one up to the fans. If you're listening to this right now, I don't give a shit who you are, and you enjoyed Legend of Dragoon, send an email.
You let us know.
Yeah, send an email to jumpfoxjumpgaming@gmail.com. Let us know your favorite part of Legend of Dragoon.
Your favorite Dragoon transformation.
Which one was yours?
Oh my god. Oh fucking, what was his name? No.
Lavitz?
I'm gonna go totally the gayest answer, and I mean that in strictly the... I should not even say that, because me and Don usually throw around faggotry on the regular basis, but I totally am not meaning it in a
so what's your favorite one?
Divine Dragoon.
Oh yeah, well that's not even fair.
Exactly. That's why it's the most faggoty answer, because you know what, that most like Kamehameha times 10 move that you do on that guy, I remember watching that animation, and as a kid you had the patience for that. You didn't have shit to do.
Yeah.
You could watch this guy load up this cannon and unleash on even the smallest crony or the boss.
Do you remember when you, at the beginning of the game, you had the guy with the spear that it was element of wind and grass?
Yeah.
Wind. His name was Albert.
No,
it's Albert. Albert.
It is Albert.
And then he was replaced by Lavitz.
Yeah, he
dies.
He dies.
Spoilers, I don't give a fuck. It's Legend Dragoon.
2000.
I'm asking for emails. By the way, send that fucking email. He dies, and then you get Lavitz, and you have the same moves that he had, but with different timing.
Gust of Wind Dance.
Give me a high five. That was fucking amazing. Thank you so much. That's the exact
Gust of Wind Dance was the most bitch of a move. Because as Albert, you would try to find the timing, and you were like, I finally fucking got it. And then he dies.
Hey!
And then his other guy...
Blossom Storm! He spins the staff
above his head. I still have like fucking memories of the spinning the twirly baton above. That game was so good.
It was so good.
And shout out to Rose for being a bad fucking ass without giving a shit about anybody.
Yeah, I love Rose. Honestly, she fucked that whole game, but she fucked the whole story. Anyways, the story is actually kind of disjointed at points. If you play it now, John, with like your current mentality, you'd be like... whatever.
Well, remember the kind of whimsy we used to jump into games with is like, you know, when you were younger, you're just like, oh, fucking another RPG, yeah.
Oh, when you're younger and you just have a game and you're just like, I'm gonna tough it out with this game. RoboCop versus Terminator is my main example.
Shit.
You know how hard that game was, and I played that shit to death. RoboCop versus Terminator, and it wasn't that fucking good at all. And it took me like honestly like 3 years of my childhood life to finally beat. But I played it, and. You know what I did? This is an achievement, and this just goes to show the completionist asshole whore in me, the guy that gets all the platinums, was there since I was a kid. Because when I was in early high school, Sec 2, Sec 3, I restarted my FF7 file.
Oh, boy.
And got Ares' last limit break before she died. I forgot what it was called.
For those, obviously, hopefully, you guys have played FF7 and know how hard this was to do.
I forgot what it was called, but I'll look it up right now.
I have no clue.
You had to get it before the end of the first disc.
Well, yeah, which was not too long, because
so
FF7 moved pretty
by the end of the last first disc, my guys were like level 65.
Oh, Jesus.
On that playthrough. That's the hardest thing I've ever done.
To match this, because now my gaming alter ego feels like it needs to match this in some way. FF8, which was my love child, when I was younger, that was the first Final Fantasy that I played. I only visited 7 later, which I loved equally, if not more, but actually not more. 8 was truly the one that lives in me. But there's a way to get, because in that...
it was called Great Gospel, by the way.
Great Gospel.
For 3 turns, all your characters are...
Invincible?
The
classic healer buff.
Yeah, but
cool,
think about that.
Oh, fucking cool. You don't even need to worry about anything. You just go huge attack. Bang,
all
bang,
three
bang.
get 3 attacks. You get 9 attacks when the enemy can't fuck with you. Thanks, Aerith. I'm fucking... And then she dies, and I'm like...
Yeah, there goes all your hard work you poured into that character.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, dude, you were saying?
Yeah, well, so in FF8, like, you know, Squall was the main character who had, like, one of the coolest weapons, I think, ever to be shown.
The gunblade, yeah.
A gunblade.
Yeah,
and
it was like a revolver.
It's like a 6-shooter revolver with a blade, and every time that you slashed, you could time pressing of the trigger, which was R2, exactly, and you would fire a bullet into this corpse of an enemy that you would also be slashing simultaneously. Bad fucking ass.
Yeah.
So either way, you can get, like, you know, different, you make it better and better and better, and I'm forgetting the names of as the gunblade gets better, but the final ultimate weapon that you get is Lionheart, which, stupidly enough, is Squall's last name as well, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Leonhardt.
Whatever.
His last name is Leonhardt.
Whatever, Debs. Whatever, Square Enix. Whatever, Square before you were Square Enix. God damn it.
Squaresoft, come on.
Oh, true. In Squaresoft. Oh, boy. Wow, shame on me.
Yeah.
Either way, I got the Lionheart on the first disc. How? You remember every FF game has like a trading card game?
No, not every FF game. Every FF game has a side game.
Well, yeah.
And FF8's was a card game.
Which was fucking fun. I've always thought as a kid, like, if this thing was an actual buy a pack and play with your friends, it was a lot of fun. It was kind of deep enough to be... Anyway.
No, it was good. It was good. Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl, you're becoming a man this year.
I loved Quetzalcoatl.
I got all those cards and I would trade them in because you can, after, I think it's Ifrit, one of the Guardian Forces, he has an ability that you could turn these cards into, like, you can redeem them for extra abilities. And
wait, seriously? I don't remember that.
Yeah, like some of the Guardian Forces had like, oh, if you have this card, you swap it and you get X amount of resource.
Oh, weird.
So I would just dig in and throw all those in, and that's how you get Lionheart. But funny enough, in the game's programming,
adamantite or whatever the fuck you needed. Adamatite. I think it was adamantite.
You cannot get Lionheart, which was also the final name of the move. So Squall Leonheart, for those of you playing the whole game, the final weapon is called the Lionheart, and the final move you perform with the Lionheart is called the Lionheart! And so, on the first disc, the Lionheart wasn't even written into the code, so the most you can get was Faded Circle, I think. Oh, there was 3. There was Revolver, Faded Circle, Rough Divide, which was the first one, actually, whatever, in no particular order.
Which was Braver in FF8.
Braver, exactly. So, like, you would do Faded Circle, which was sick animation, and Faded Circle sounds like a really cool grunge band from the 90s, so if anyone listening that's kind of doing grunge band from the...
A Faded Circle. Thanks, James Maynard Keenan.
Oh my god, shout out to Perfect Circle and Tool.
Okay.
Lives within us forever. Make your next album, please.
Please, and maybe...
Me and Kimberly can't wait to listen to your next Tool album.
And maybe if you would just fucking tour to Montreal, we'd maybe buy 6 tickets.
Oh my god, even if you didn't tour in like fucking Toronto or Ottawa, and I would drive there in my car. My parents bought me a Beetle, and now I'm just gonna pack all my hose in there.
I would smoke all the weed in Montreal before that concert.
Oh my god. It would just be flowing through your system, and you'd be like, musical epiphanies. Hit me like waves crashing on the beach, please.
It'd be fun if we smoked tonight right before this podcast.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah. So anyways, you were saying?
Yeah,
the end of the first disc.
That's how I rival your claim to you got Ares' last thing. I got the Lionheart on disc 1, baby.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
Is it really hard?
It's really hard. Well, it's not so much hard as it takes long, but then the Lionheart is not even written into the code.
Can you think about getting to level 64 on the first disc?
That's some commitment.
Do you know what I had to do?
I had to
stay outside of Nibelheim. And I had to stay in the forest.
Which is the space right between the gooch and the pussy. For
yes, the Nibelheim. And I had to stay right in between the forest, right in the forest, and I would have to hope that I would get the configuration of enemies where it was 2 of these gargoyle devil guys and 1 stupid shit dude garbage piece of shit. And they would give like about 3,000
the most
experience.
XP. Yeah.
And it would take so many fights to level up once.
Mm-hmm. That's why in apparently the most... Well, FF8, you don't really have to level because the game scales with you. So I have a buddy...
FF7 was random.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you needed to.
You get those limit breaks random. I had to use it as much as possible. The limit breaks were random. I had to wait for them to do this flamethrower attack to hurt my guys so that Eris can fill her fucking limit break bar to do this healing move. And dude, I did this for like a year in school.
You become good at it though. You get home from school and you're just like, bye guys. Like,
bro, we do it while talking on the phone. Remember back in the day, you would talk on your home phone and your neck would be like this, and I'd be playing FF7. I would just be talking about everything and just doing it. John, I swear to God, I wasn't looking at the screen.
I had buddies that were playing RPGs, sometimes the same game, FF8 like me, or their own games, and we'd be playing our games with our home phone and just going for it.
It was the original...
My parents are like, get off the phone!
Yeah, it was the original cross-game chat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. But I love that we got to experience that, because how much do you now appreciate... Yeah.
Mom, get off the fucking phone! I'm trying to go on Kazaa!
Oh, man. It took you like 45 minutes to download your one track from Limp Bizkit that you really wanted to hear.
Yeah, man. Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Limp Trizkits. We all had to go through that phase. Yeah, it was a rite of passage.
It used to be like one of my favorite bands of all time. So actually, it used to be my favorite fucking band. Anyways, so... we're going to start talking about some other games, but for now, we're going to end off this episode. That's why I don't really know which fucking number this is. But for now, guys, make sure to follow JumpFoxJump on Twitter. It's at JumpFoxJump. We'll be right back with you. I actually made a Facebook page as well, John, as you saw. You shared it.
Exactly.
I would really appreciate it if anybody listening shares that Facebook page, although you probably won't, you faggot. But I'll remember it if you do. Share the Facebook page.
It will mean a lot to Don.
Yeah, it's JumpFoxJump on Facebook. Obviously, check out our YouTube account. If you're not on there, then you're hearing it on iTunes. Check out JumpFoxJump on iTunes. What's up, John?
And let them follow you on Twitter. You have good shit to say.
Yeah, at me at Twitter. It's at Don Other. DonOther. And John doesn't tweet anymore.
Well, listen, if I had a reason to, I'm at JBomb Sandwich, exactly how it's spelled. So, if you guys are listening to it and want to get at us, give us a reason to jump back into this community.
Shit, I didn't read the emails, but that's going to have to be for next episode.
Well, you know what? At least now they have something to look forward to. Not!
Peace.